Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of Knights of the Turntable. As you can see, we are live. We actually have like video and stuff. You can see the genius minds and the faces.
Oh my god!
The humans behind this awesomeness that is Knights of the Turntable. Let me introduce who we have with us. We have Joe Hova.
Yo, what's up?
We've got Richard Bailey.
What's up?
And we've got the artist Dot.
Yeah, man. What's up, y'all?
What's good, man? I'm glad you were able to join us.
Thanks for having me.
So, we'll start with what everyone's been listening to, and y'all know who I'm going to first. Richard Bailey, what have you been listening to?
Okay, I was supposed to say, Joe Hova's going first. No, I'll go first, yeah. Hey, I know I was told that I don't be listening to anything from 2015 yet. That's somewhat true, but I did listen to a little bit of the some of the Drake stuff we'll talk about later. It was okay, I guess. I like a lot of his mixtape stuff that he did prior to this was okay, but it's all right. Aside from that, you know, just listening to more J. Cole, that last album, you know, that a little bit more of just a little bit of everything really that's come out this last couple months. Just waiting on some of the good stuff though. Of course, the Kendrick stuff, his singles, Black of the Berry, you know, great stuff. But now I want to hear the album, so hopefully he got an announcement coming soon about when the album is dropping.
Man, they ain't announcing albums no more. They just dropping them out of thin air. You can't just be sitting there waiting for that, bro. But Joe Hova, what you been listening to?
So we dropped 1996 this week. That's Dot's new project that we got him on here to talk about. So I listened to that a few times. I drove down to Florida last weekend, so I listened to it like 3 or 4 times on the way down and on the way back. And you and I were discussing it earlier, Charles, that it just sounds like that mix of it it makes it sound like a whole new album. So I've been listening to that. I listened to some Future. The Drake album a little bit, and that's about it.
Okay, word. How about you, Dot? I know you've been listening to your own project, right?
Yeah, that's really all I've been listening to. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Like, it just dropped Tuesday, so you try to listen to it as different. Like, try to listen to it to be critical, then try to listen to it as a fan, and try to listen to it as, you know what I'm saying? Just take as many angles as you can, just making sure you get as perfect of a project out that you can put out. But I did take time to check out that Drake, and you know what I'm saying, I skipped through it a little bit, but like really other than that, just been really like keeping my head down and working, you know what I'm saying, like really haven't been paying attention to what's going on outside of my little world I got going on.
Word. And that Drake we're gonna get to talk about it later on, but for everyone that is as terrible with Roman numerals and you may have missed what Joe said, the album is called 1996. We have the stream and download on the website right now. We also did a character select interview with Dot. Much appreciated for doing that with us. We have that on the site as well, and we're going to talk about the project and the launch and some of the stuff about that towards the end of the show. But let's go ahead and jump into what everyone has been pretty much talking about today. Kanye's interview with the Breakfast Club, specifically a couple points, because that was an hour-long interview, and you could take a lot from it that's pretty irrelevant to the show, like all that Amber Rose crap that's going on Twitter right now. But first off, I'm sorry, let me get to the drinking game first before we get to this. So the drinking game this week, it's in the post right now, but every time you hear Kanye addressed by any name other than Kanye, you have to drink. So that's Ye, that's Yeezy, that's Yeezus, if anyone decides that they want to call him that. So just get your drinks ready. I already got mine. Am I the only one drinking on the show?
Yeah, I didn't have time to stop.
Oh man,
that's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, well,
that's all right. We gonna get you drunk tonight.
All right, cool. Let's go with it. I got the whole 6-pack, so we'll make it happen. But so he echoed something that we've kind of touched on the show, that album Yeezus was, and I'm calling it the album. That ain't calling it by the name.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I think you still got to drink anyway.
Just say that album which
they put out.
That garbage recycle bin worthy album.
Damn.
Was him rebelling against the music industry. That's how he put it. It's him rebelling in music form. So we will start with Dot. Put you on the spot to start. How do you feel about that particular statement?
I mean, it's kind of. I think that. I guess knowing that now, I guess you can hear it if that's what he wants to. I mean, if you decide to go way left, his translation of it. But like you hear me, it's up for translation how your ears hear. You know what I mean? So I just took it as real. Like a lot of the sonics on it were experimental. But I mean, if he felt like that was his way to rebel. It's still sold, you know what I mean? It's like for real, like because you wanted his name was on there, so it's kind of like you were going to get it just to see what happened.
Yeah.
And the worst case scenario is we say we didn't like the album, you know what I mean? But it's still sold, so he really didn't rebel. I don't think that statement kind of holds weight because if you rebelled against the music industry, then your record would have sold. So it's kind of like
yeah. That's true, but I guess if I mean Kanye's at that point where he could put anything out and it's gonna sell.
Right.
You know, when one artist reaches that point, it's kind of hard to get things like that, like rebelling against the industry across. But Joe, Hova, how'd you feel about it?
I don't know. I think that's just kind of one of those things where he's saying that after the fact, like he's like. Oh, well, since people really didn't like it, hey,
right.
It's rebelling, guys, yeah, that's what I did. But I mean, like Dot said, like, you go back and you listen to Yeezus, and it's just, that's a drink, Charles. You go back and you listen to it, and, like, it kind of does sound that way. It kind of does sound like a rebellion, just with the sonically, and just the whole way that it was put together. Like, it didn't sound like anything Kanye had done before, and it just sounded something, completely out of left field. So, I mean, there might be some truth to it, but I'm not buying it. I think that that's just a play for, him saying, that, or his fans saying they don't like it.
Gotcha. How about you, Rich?
Well, personally, I definitely did not like that album at all. The album that shall not be named.
I thought you were gonna say you hadn't heard it yet, because that came out within like the last couple of years.
No. I actually, sat through that, and man, it was painful, because I remember Kanye's original album, the first album, then the one after that, but it just seemed like a lot of artists after they put out their first album, they sometimes can't make an album better than what they did originally when they first came out. When I heard now regarding the comments on the show, I have to agree with Joe 100%. Maybe it was a rebellion, but I think that was said. Yeah, I know a lot of people probably didn't like the response to the album, so this is me telling you what I was actually trying to do. Just basically trying to save face.
Yeah. And it's funny because he even threw in the little thing. Remember we talked about how the album is bad. It has little spots of good, and then it caps off with Bound 2, which is like the only Kanye sound on there for real. Mm-hmm. And it ends so good that it just made you forget about how garbage some of the other stuff was. He even said in the interview, he was like, I only really gave y'all, the real music on Bound. And I was like, you motherfucker, that's some bull. But I mean, that matched up. That's how it went. And I mean, people ate it up anyway, and people gonna keep eating it up and keep caping up for Yeezus. Like, it was just so dope. And we probably gonna get some shitty comments on the show because of it.
That's great. but like you said earlier, like Kanye's at this point where he can just, like, if he wanted to, he could drop this next album just like Drake did, just like Beyonce, just like Cole did. Minimal marketing, and he's gonna sell because it's Kanye.
Kanye. Do y'all like the direction he's going so far? Because all we've heard is only one, Wolves, and that leak.
And 4 or 5 Seconds it's going to be on both their albums. So technically,
really?
Yeah, they're going to put it on Rihanna's and his album.
Okay, 4 or 5 Seconds, and then that one leaked song that hasn't had a CDQ come out. I can't recall the name of it right now.
All day.
All day, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what we've heard so far. So from what y'all have heard, if y'all heard those bits and pieces, starting with you, Joe, what do you think about the direction of the project so far?
If it sounds anything like 4 or 5 seconds, and the only one that's gonna be shit. Like musically, that's just not where I'd like to see Kanye go. So it's gonna sound like shit to me. But if it sounds anything close to like All Day, because that All Day snippet was like 03, 04 college dropout, yay, take a drink. Where he was just rhyming and rhyming and rhyming. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like we're gonna just have to wait and see.
Wait and see. How about you, Dot?
I just think that I don't know. I think that even though the like 3-2-1 song that he has out, I think that he needed to make that song, even though we might not like it. You know what I mean? Like you got to think about like what he's talking about in that song. You know what I'm saying? Like
the only one.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and sometimes like I think he's going to get back to where we wanted him to be. Because remember in that spot with My Twisted Dark Fantasy, he had that one little spot where he was going back to soul sampling, and it was like, oh man, like Kanye's coming back, and then like he went back left field. You know what I mean? Then he's like, I think he's really in a good spot with life. So like those two records, I think he's kind of doing the Kendrick thing. Like I'm hoping he's kind of doing the Kendrick thing where he's like, well, we're going to expect a Kendrick always is like, no, I got a trick up my sleeve. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I'm hoping that the record ends up coming back to soul sampling Kanye College Dropout because I think he still has it in him. And he was talking about his, like, he feels like he's obligated to put a lot of people on to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And being forward and reaching back and stuff. So hopefully it comes back to it.
Okay. Word. How about you, Rich?
All right, I'm gonna say something that'll probably be a little controversial. So if anybody's angry, you leave any comments, I won't take it personal. Listen, when I heard Only One, he completely lost me, 100%. I understand the sentiment of the song. It's all about his little girl, and he's talking about his mom as well. I understand that, but that auto-tune, I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that anymore. Been listening to that for quite a while. A couple other artists that will probably get later on in some of these other topics. But yeah, I don't know. The Rihanna song is good, but that Only One, and if Paul McCartney is on that whole album, man, I don't know if I could do that one.
You don't like this new Paul McCartney guy?
Oh,
Right.
I got respect for Paul McCartney, but man, I just I don't know.
Because I agree. I didn't like Only One. I didn't like the sound of it at all. I appreciated what he was saying in the message and everything, but 4 or 5 seconds, whatever that one's called, the Rihanna one, yeah. I did enjoy that one. I like the sound of that one a lot. And Rihanna may have played a big part in why that one was good. But I don't know. It's gonna be tough to digest. And if the sound is gonna be like half and half, it's really different sounds with All Day and these other two songs. Like that's pretty big difference. And then Wolves kind of is in its own. I guess you could put that over on the McCartney side of the sound too, with Kanye singing on that, which I like. Wolves. How did y'all feel about that track? Have y'all heard it yet?
I still haven't listened. I saw a little bit of the performance from SNL 40 last week, but like I'm not a big fan of snippets. So if you put out a snippet of a song, like if you send me that in my email, I delete it right away. Like yeah. I want to hear the full song. I don't want to hear like 30 seconds of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what if the whole song is 30 seconds, Joe? You got a problem with the length? We just did a podcast talking about the length of games. We got to do a length of songs and drop that knowledge on them too. Oh, and shout out to Craig because he told me on Facebook that he is drinking with me, so I'm not alone. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so we're gonna get drunk too.
Yeah, we both gonna be messed up. But any more to say about that project before we move on to the next potential project with Kanye?
I hope it's not worse than the last one.
That's good. Hey, Yeezus is hard to beat. We can say
Drake.
that much.
Oh, it is. It's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat in like the clocking time between downloading it and getting it to the recycle bin. Like the time between that is sick, man. It's really tough to beat that. But
I got the best deleting Yeezus time ever.
Is that right? We're going to clock it. We're going to do a deleting Yeezus combine at the end of the show. But so also during this interview, he talked about the inspiration behind Wolves came from a conversation he had with Drake. I'm pretty sure that was a really sad conversation all around, and they he was probably bitching at Amber Rose, but that's a whole nother topic. But apparently it came from that, and he pitched the idea of doing a collaborative album with Drake. Now, I have my thoughts on that, but I'm saving for last. Rich, how do you think that works? First off, like, I don't know if I know if you really listen to Drake like that, Rich.
No, I don't like Drake either.
Okay.
Rick's the old dude who hates everything.
No. I will say this. You know, when he had the song that he dropped not too long ago, it's a song we heard, a single where he's talking bad about women. Okay, that was good because every time he's.
How about now?
That's it. That song was okay. Anytime he's simping in songs, I ain't a fan of that. You know, just it's too much of that.
Gotcha.
But what was the question?
Do you think?
What was the question? Whether or not.
Yeah, the collaborative album between Kanye and Drake. Do you think that that'll be a good look? Do you think it's possible?
Well, here's the thing. It will be a good look for both of them. No doubt about it. It will help both of their careers.
Would it be a good look for your ears though? Do you think it will be?
My ears, it depends how they put the project together. If it has the correct production, it has not too much experimental stuff. Like I said, I'm not a fan of that auto-tune stuff. So if they don't have too much of that in there, well, yeah, I'll probably check it out. But again, I think it will be good for both of their careers. Kanye more than Drake because yeah, Kanye, and I say that for a good reason. Kanye, we already know about Yeezus. Sorry, I had to say it. Take your drink.
I'm going to get a new one in a second. I'll just get another beer.
We already know about that album, and as I told you, I wasn't a fan of the album. I know some of y'all said it was okay, it was bad, and then it got a little bit better. I wasn't a fan of any of it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say it's not a good album. So he needs something else to make up for that. Not to mention the way he carries himself at these award shows where he's going off and all this other stuff. That's a bad look. It's a bad look. And you have nothing. Now, if you're putting good music out and you want to be arrogant, okay, well then you are entitled to act that way. But come on now, son, put out a project that makes it so that you are able to have that type of attitude. And so I think he needs something like this, unless his next album is just fire and then none of that stuff matters.
Only one ain't a good sign, Hova.
I don't know, because the last time that we had a Kanye Drake song, I think it was like Forever or something like that. And then Kanye produced Find Your Love. A lot of people think that that's Drake's best song for some reason. I mean, I liked Find Your Love, but Find Your Love was it was an 808s throwaway. Like let's be honest, that was an 808s throwaway, which I love 808s. It's one of my favorite albums ever. I just don't know, and Rich might be right. He might be onto something because something Kanye said in that interview today makes that this could help Kanye more than Drake, because right now Drake dropped that album last week and he did 500,000 with no promotion. But what Kanye said in that Breakfast Club interview, he said that he was talking with Taylor Swift, and that when she was the victim, it was poor little Taylor, that she was winning all these awards.
Right.
And now that she's famous and people love her now,
She's not winning anything.
She's not winning anything. You know, Yeezy made a good point. Like that's a drink. He made a good point, and I think that this could actually help his career a little bit. It could get him back into like that good graces, because like let's face it, white people hate Kanye. Like, they do not like Kanye whatsoever. And I don't know if it's the Taylor Swift thing. I don't know if it's because racism. I don't know if it's because of his arrogance and the way he carries himself. But
it's all of those things, because it makes it easy to hate him.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, like, white people do not like Yeezy. And it blows my mind. And I think that maybe this Drake album could help that.
Yeah.
Our moderator left.
Charles was said
you want to get some more blue.
I know. I'm trying to say as many Yeezy as I can.
Yeah, see, 2 years now because of that.
I had to refill. My bad. All right, but Dot, did you already drop some knowledge on how you think Drake and Kanye collaboration will go?
Now he's waiting on you.
Oh yeah, y'all ain't gotta wait on me. I know I'm coming back.
I really think there's 2 ways it can go. You can get the second half of Take Care mixed with 808s, Drake and Kanye, or you can get the first half of Take Care and rapping Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like those are like, I think like there's only a couple ways it can go. Like, it's not going to be. And it's like no disrespect to these guys, but you gotta think like these guys they're both attention hoarders. Like, they want everybody to like, look at me, look at me, look at me. So that's, you gotta take that into consideration for the album. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be an album where I hope that they're not on record fighting for attention. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think like, it's like, no, like, for real. Like, think about that. Like,
I mean, it makes sense though. It makes a lot of sense.
It does. It really does.
You gotta think about if you like Watch the Throne was kind of easy for them to make. I feel like, because it was 2 different personality types. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like
Jay don't care about anything right now.
Right, and he was just like, Kanye, make the records and just let me know when you want me to rap. You know what I'm saying? He probably had his input in there. You can tell Kanye really had his hands on everything. You get what I mean? But you gotta think about Drake and how, like, I really think that Drake like picks beats a weird way. Like, he'll listen to a beat and says, that's not my sound. And he'll be like, I don't want to rap on it. You get what I mean? And like, is he like, you have to think, is he gonna be open to what Kanye does? Because Kanye is always trying to push limits and push forward, and one of them is not gonna be able to sing. Like, that's what you have to, like, one of them can't sing. So, I don't know if that's going to be, like, that's honest to God truth. Like, I'm being serious. Like, which one would you rather hear? It's a toss-up, man. Like, if
we going no auto-tune, we definitely just got to get Drake to sing. Or
right, but do you want to hear Drake singing, like, all the time?
No, actually, I'm completely fine with him not singing ever again, but we know that's not going to happen.
Like, you know what, though? Like, I like Drake singing.
I like Drake's. Wait, hold on.
Whoa.
Let me explain. I like his singing voice. It is not terrible. I just hate when Drake sings. Like, just what he's talking about. Like what Rich was saying, though. Like the simping stuff. Like, I'm like, okay, it's cool. And and he found a lane. You cannot deny that Drake found a lane and has maximized the potential of it.
Yeah, and it's running
continuing to do so. Yeah, like. But if it's a Kanye and Drake thing, I want to hear rapping from both of them. Now,
which I don't think you'll get. You know what I mean? Like,
probably not. At the point that they're both at in their careers, likely not gonna happen, unless somebody gets in the studio and gets in somebody's head. Like, yo, like, you gonna let him outrhyme you and just make it that the whole time, and then by the time they're done with their piss contest, we got a whole rap album and not an R&B album. But go ahead, Rich.
Well, no, you just brought up a good point, because that was gonna be my question. So, who do you think will dominate when it comes to rapping on the same track? You think that Kanye or Drake? Yeah, what's the consensus here on that?
I don't see. That's the thing about both of them is they're not lyrical people. They have good. They have good punchlines, but they also have some stinkers too. And they have that same style of kind of the structure of the verse, where you know where they're gonna throw a punchline in, and you know where they're gonna like do all this stunting, and it's just kind of they're kind of the same. So I don't know.
It's gonna be a really bratty battle, man. Like, there's like two brats hopping on, like, for real, man. Like, these guys, like, I don't know, man. Like,
they're like divas.
Yeah. Like, it's going to be like, what is the, like, just think about what the album would be called. Let's start there.
True. This is true.
What would it be called?
Yeezy versus Drake.
Matter of fact, people that are watching, y'all throw some comments on the posts and stuff, and we'll let people know what y'all think the album should be called.
It's gonna be Yeezy versus Drake.
I don't know. Wait, best of both worlds, volume 3. We don't want that problem.
Yo, you got 2 drinks to take too.
But also to bounce off something that Dot said, I was glad he said it because I wanted to touch on this. Not only are we going to have that ego clash going on with Kanye and Drake, are we going to have an ego clash with production with 40 and Kanye?
I think the ego, it's not going to be 40 and Kanye. It's going to be Drake and Kanye. Because you got to think, 40 makes beats for other people that don't sound like Drake. You get what I mean? True. Like, that's what I'm trying to get everybody. Like, I think people don't understand. Like, you gotta think like how artists are out right now. Like, MMG has a sound, OVO has a sound. So like when you subconsciously hear a bass line or a certain makeup, you're just looking like, oh, there Ross is. You know what I'm saying? When's Ross going? Like, is Drake going to be cool rapping off of the OVO sound? That's what you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Think about that last tape. Like, it was a long run-on sentence all the way to like 6 p.m. in New York. Like, it was just like same beat, same flow. Like,
that's the other thing too, is like Drake has that OVO sound, but he also has people who throw him beats that don't sound like that. Because 0 to 100 didn't sound like, you know, all of his other stuff, and that's where Boy Wonder always comes in.
Man, he killed Boy Wonder killed his production on that Drake album. Just to touch on that, but I guess the 40 and Kanye question kind of stemmed from my desire to hear a collaboration with 40 and Kanye, because I have more appreciation now for 40 for what he does, because Kanye went kind of off the deep end. But if Kanye were to go back to giving us music, as he said in that interview, I think it would be dope to hear what both of them have to offer and what they would sound like together on a project. Rich, you got any insight on that?
Oh yeah. Well, I think anything is at this point. Yeah, anything is will be good for Kanye. Some type of different style. Once again, I'm not a fan of the auto-tune stuff, man. I just can't listen to that, you know.
Rich's favorite song is "Death of Auto-Tune."
Perhaps that works. I did, you know, since Joe mentioned it, I forgot to mention it earlier. I did like 0 to 100. You know, I was surprised when I heard that, and I was like, why didn't I hear this song before? So that was good. This is the type of stuff that Drake need to be putting out. No more, these anthems for these women, because no, we don't need to hear all this.
The women gonna be in the comments coming at you, man.
Oh no. I'm just saying, yeah, you gotta has to limit that to a degree. Don't always make that the main attraction.
Gotcha. And just to throw this out there, one of the suggestions that we got is R&B instant classics by the New Boys to Men, Drake and Kanye with special Wayne. The New Boys to Men. That's foul. That's Craig that said that, by the way. Oh my God, I'm gonna drink to that one. But any last words on Kanye's interview? Anything you want to get out there, Joe? Because I know you watched the whole thing. Oh, Joe's frozen. Joe's gone. I wish I could screenshot that right now.
That's a good.
That is his new Twitter profile picture.
It has to be.
Dog, that is gold. That is gold. I don't know if you can hear us, but you got to drop out and come back, man. You're done for. He looked like straight Mac Miller in that picture too.
The Mac Miller?
Yeah, he looks exactly like Mac Miller.
What about Action Bronson?
He's gonna kill us for roasting him. What's up, Joe? We got audio back.
Then he goes from that picture to that picture.
He jumped back out. He'll be back in, but shoot, we'll go ahead and jump into the next topic. This one is a big one. The title of the whole show. Who is the top rapper from every region? Now we kind of hit a little bit of a wall because people, we just talked about Drake. People are gonna get up in arms about Drake if we don't mention him. So where should we place him? Because as we have it now, it's the South, East, West, and the Midwest.
There he is.
Where would Drake be classified, or should he have his own classification in general?
He should be classified in the 6 because that's where he's.
I said he should be in Simpland.
Right up to the 6.
The best in the 6.
With my woe. I haven't seen it that much, but I am already tired of people referencing all the one-liners in the Canada slang out of that freaking mixtape.
First of all,
well, Dot and I and our friends talked about this the other night.
All right, you know what? We'll save the region thing. Let's go ahead and talk about that album.
All right. Has anybody heard of the 6 before this album?
Me? No.
Nope.
I don't think anybody has. So, can we just say where did this what is can somebody just explain what it is?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe the 6 is their little just portion of the town, like 8 Mile or something. I don't know. That's the conclusion that I drew.
All right. Next question. Why is Drake being a tough guy?
I was gonna ask
What's
the
up with
same
that?
thing.
Can we talk about that? You go from. First of all, only problem I had with Drake when he started being a tough guy on Take Care. Remember on headlines, he was like, "You gonna make somebody catch a body like that?" You can't sing about catching bodies. First of all,
We know that's not the life that you live.
right. Secondly, didn't Puff snuff him in the club?
I wasn't there, so I don't have any insight on that particular.
The cannon!
I'm just asking, man. I would ask him to his, I really would ask him to his face, "What's up, dog?"
The real question: would Puff snuff him in the 6?
Ooh. Cool.
I think so.
I think so.
Hey, I have a feeling the 6 is a really, really nice neighborhood.
I have a feeling the 6 is not even neighborhood.
I have a feeling. What do you
think?
think it is?
6th floor of his big mansion that he grew up in.
Running through the. That's foul. Started from the bottom. Started from the bottom was Tim talking about his elevator in the house, right?
Yeah, at the basement. Yeah, in the basement.
Word. So, has everyone listened to the mixtape or album?
Try to.
I did.
You can even make it through it. You can even make it through it.
I actually. All right, I got to. What is that? Energy.
Yeah.
The second record on there or something.
Yeah.
That was the longest song besides 6 p.m. in New York that I got through. The rest of them, I was just skip. It was the same cadence, so I couldn't get with it. All the songs were predictable. So.
True. That's true. I like Star 6-7, but his voice was kind of annoying. Do y'all notice that Drake has this this intense but not really intense yell voice? His yell rap. What is that? I don't understand what it is. Like, because it's like
it's his unique rendition.
But it's terrible because it's like it's not like threatening at all. It's just obnoxious that you can tell that he's trying to like. Maybe that's like the light skin raising your voice or putting bass. Maybe that's when the light skin put bass in his voice. That's what it sounds like. Maybe that's what it is.
My problem with that project was it did start to run together. It seemed like it was a little too long. Like 17 tracks is a lot to just drop something out of nowhere, and they all seemed like throwaway songs too.
Yeah.
Like it just seemed like
in his defense, they said that it was supposed to be a free release from Cash Money.
Yeah, but he's trying to do his contract and get out. So
right, and I saw an article pop up where it said that this does count towards his contractual obligations for Cash Money. So
yeah, my problem with it was Party Next Door ruined Preach with his high-pitched whining and yelling and shit. Like I was just
yes,
like,
indeed.
dude, like, and the other problem I had with it is
look at Rich's face.
He wants to change the subject so bad.
He has not said anything. He was sitting there like.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, so
if I catch him doing that next time, I'm gonna make him like the main picture that pops up.
So Party Next Door ruined Preach with his like high-pitched whining and shit, but then he comes back and kills it on Wednesday Night Interlude. Like that pissed me off so much. It's just like, how are you this bad on one song and this great on the next?
Yeah.
The very next song.
Well, I have a question though. This is a mixtape, therefore it's supposed to be different variations of different ways to approach the music, correct?
True.
And that's probably why he took that approach.
What, doing horrible? This is how you do horrible music, and this is how you do good music. All right, I can dig that because, like, I wish I would have recorded like the audio. I was riding with two friends who hadn't heard the Drake project, and just I'm on the interstate, so I'm like focused up front. The music is playing, and it's like every gap between a song, like it gets quiet, and the dude in the backseat like, yo, this is garbage. Then the next song just plays. And it ends, and he's like, yo, this is really garbage. He was like, this is terrible. The whole time. Like, and he had a beef with, like, the voice and just what he was talking about. Because he said, something similar about the whole thug persona that he was kind of embracing in this particular project. I don't know, why the change up? Like, because I just got to the point where I'm like, I have accepted that Drake is a simp. That's fine. My expectations from old Drake back in the day, like the old mixtapes, out of the window. We know that he wants to be Keith Sweat of hip hop and R&B. do your thing, and then this happens, and it's not even good. So, what were you about to say, Joe?
The other thing is, like, I think the production saves it at times. Like, I think the production helps it.
It's the only thing that keeps it afloat.
Yeah, but I think my favorite part about it is they sampled Riding Spinners for the hook on Energy. But then they sampled Genuine's So Anxious twice.
Oh, wow.
I love
in
the
same exact sample form. Like at the end of the song, and it plays out.
Yeah. He just went into a folder that just had some beats in it, and he didn't really pay attention. It wasn't a cohesive work. He just threw some stuff together, man. And he just happened to have two So Anxious samples in it. And I love the one in the first one. Even though, like Legend, I think Legend is the perfect song to sum up the whole album. Because the beat is so dope, the sample is good, but Drake's participation ruins the whole song.
Yo, shout out to Timmy. Shout out to Timmy for being on that one song.
Hey, he was on that Black and the Berry too.
Yeah, dude, Timmy getting hooked up with these artists, man.
Three Amigos Media, shout out, man.
Oh,
doing big things out there.
He gonna kill us for this.
Yes, he is. But his internet's not gonna see this until like next year. So it's all good. But Rich, are you done dropping the stank face on the Drake conversation? Like, did you have anything else, or Dot? Did you have anything else to add?
Oh no, he got something to say. Dot got something to say.
Nah, I said you was ready to move. Like Richard was like this the whole time.
I'm just listening, getting feedback. I do have a question though.
All right.
How many more albums is he making with Cash Money until it's a done deal? It's over.
Would this be the last one?
Yeah, I think he had 4, so this would be the last one.
It's the last one. Well, good riddance. That's good. Just let him continue on with.
Do you think you become more interested in Drake outside of Cash Money?
I don't know about that. What is the status of Cash Money? I know we're going a little off topic. What is the status of Lil Wayne and his desire to take artists off of Cash Money?
Hey, you know, that's a good question, because like they had announced that he was dropping that album. Did that even happen? I saw no one talking about it.
The Free Weezy album?
Yeah.
I don't think it's happened yet, but it'll probably be one of those that just kind of drops.
Yeah, because they said like when they put the album cover where it was like dropping at midnight, and I was like Wayne really trying to get the hell up out of there, like right now. But
Wayne trying to get out of there, and Juvenile came back for the 3rd time. Like what kind of?
He's just enjoying the show. Like Cash Money should be. I hate reality television, but I swear that's what it seems like right now.
Dog, I would watch a show dedicated to Cash Money.
Right now, like Baby, Young Thug, Juvenile, Wayne, all of them in a show.
I would watch that show.
And Rich Homie, like probably just running the camera.
Rich Homie.
Regular Homie Quan. Average looking dude. Can't even pick him out the video. But I don't know. I think a reality TV show with them would be absolutely phenomenal. But I think we're done talking about Drake's mixtape album contract thing to get out of. Now we can go back to who's the top rapper from every region. Has anyone figured out what we're gonna do with Drake? Where are we gonna put him?
The 6.
All right. So as far as the region, the 6, Drake is the king of that. He runs.
There you go.
It's all him. He got it.
Well, hold on now.
Justin Bieber though.
Bieber Valley.
Oh, you know what, Bieber? That's true.
From the 6, bro.
Bieber Valley.
Well, you know that's a nice neighborhood. All right, so Bieber and Drake, we'll get to them last. Which coast do you guys want to start on?
Let's start out west. We can get out the way. Kendrick.
Just like that.
I mean, who else would you compete? Who else would compete with him?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Put up with him.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't agree. Rich, how do you feel?
Yeah, Kendrick, because all the other guys are too old. What you gonna say, Snoop Dogg? Nah.
Now, all right.
If we're being realistic, Absol can give Kendrick a run for his money.
That is true.
A run in the crown, Kendrick.
All right, now, and let's define it. Are we gonna go with the hottest right now in the regions, or are we gonna go with the best of all time from that region?
All right.
Oh,
yeah. What's the stipulation?
I say we just go right now, because if we do all time, we're gonna be here all night.
That's true. All right, cool. Except for West Coast, because that's like, what's the stipulation? Kendrick. Moving on.
Right. Kendrick.
Hey, I feel you. All right, so hottest right now, easily Kendrick out of the West Coast.
Right.
And then you know what? It's a good, yeah, definitely, and it's a good thing that we went with hottest right now, because if we did of all time, we'd have a Nas and Jay-Z conversation happening.
Oh my God, the 6 degrees of Jay versus Nas.
Well, don't worry, that conversation will probably happen though as you continue to go through the list.
Yeah. All right. So we're not gonna go straight to the East Coast. We're gonna go somewhere else. All right. Let's go to the Midwest now. A lot of people that's watching the show and just talk about regions don't really touch on the Midwest, but there are some fantastic artists out of there. Like, you got to consider Twista, Atmosphere, Royce da 5'9", Eminem, Brother Ali, Lupe Fiasco, Common, even Bone Thugs, Tech Nine, and Kanye.
I thought we were talking about hottest right now. You just went on history.
No. I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about the Midwest. Like these are just names. These are just names for you to think of as far as like the Midwest go, and think of what areas. So like Detroit and Chicago and all that stuff. And,
Right.
and I think Bone Thugs is from Cleveland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's my mom actually went to school with them. Random little factoid for you. But as far as the Midwest goes,
Your mom's Tasha from
moving on.
You're kidding!
Moving on. Who is the hottest? Is it Kanye? Is Kanye the hottest out of there, or
Kanye doesn't live in the Midwest no more, bro. That doesn't count.
where does he live?
Not
He
in the
doesn't have a
Midwest.
home.
He lives
He doesn't
where he
have
makes.
a home. He lives with a Kardashian state, so I guess that's like in Cali, isn't it?
Yeah, like
You know who? I bet Charles is gonna pick this too. Probably Chance.
Ooh, I didn't even think about Chance though.
Yep. Chance. I mean,
Yeah.
Chance is everywhere right now.
Is Lupe back in the running though?
No, he's not. Never. Never.
Because of that banjo.
That banjo song. Man, what the hell was he thinking when he put that song on the album?
See, Lupe, if you're watching the show right now or any of his affiliates,
Well, no,
the banjo took him out of the running to be the king of Midwest.
yeah. Well, he doesn't share. He doesn't have a Twitter anymore, right? He said he was quitting.
That's true. He got off social networks.
Okay, so yeah, he won't care what I say then.
Word. So we got Chance.
Man,
I can't disagree with Chance being the hottest out of the Midwest right now.
the hottest right now out of the Midwest. Now, again, they have to be living in the Midwest now to be considered for this.
And they got to be making
category?
music. They got to be making music right now. It can't be that you just listen to their album and you about to throw Twist out there, Rich.
Oh no, okay.
right.
But you said they gotta be making music.
Yeah.
All
Who
right.
you got?
I gotta say Royce, because that P Rhyme album was
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's valid. That is
That's
valid.
True. That's true.
That's valid. And Surf hasn't dropped yet. And Prime is definitely more recent. So,
It's up
I don't
there.
know, man.
but then you look at the songs that Chance has put out in the little short videos and stuff. He's still hot off of those.
Yeah.
I think Dot's gonna have to be the deciding factor on this one.
Uh-oh.
Pressure's on me.
I really gotta go with. This is just personal. I like Royce better than Chance. You know what I'm saying? He just caters to me more. If we have to do 1 and 2, like Royce caters. Chance is a good rapper, but I can't listen to him in my spare time and be like, oh yeah, he's just not my style. So if I have to decide, Royce.
Guys, wait. Joe's face is frozen again. Dang it, I didn't get to move it up there fast enough. We had him again, man. Dang. That's all right. We'll get him back next time. But all right, so Dot has declared that Royce is the best out of the Midwest. So we've got Royce, we've got Kendrick.
So it's a tie then, because you and Joe said Chance.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Well, I was just gonna let Dot be the deciding factor as a new guest on the show that he gets to choose between them. So
That's what's up.
we'll go. Yeah, we'll go with Royce, and we got Kendrick right now. Is Joe back yet? Before we move on to the next.
Yeah,
There he is.
My internet, of course, my internet picks this day where we first do video to crap out.
Uh-oh.
That's all right, man. We'll get you that Timmy hamster wheel popping.
So what did
He decided on Royce. So it's
Royce?
Royce and
Okay.
Kanye now. All right, now the Dirty South.
Uh-oh.
Trinidad James.
Shut up.
James.
No, you know who's running the South, and you guys are all gonna hate it, but it's Young Thug or Migos.
I'd rather give it to Migos.
I'll give it to Crit.
Crit had a phenomenal project, but who's still listening to Crit and who's still listening to Migos?
And let me ask you another question. Who the hell understands what Young Thug be singing? be talking about in his music.
I do.
Lou Holtz.
Have y'all seen that video of Tracy Ellis Ross trying to listen to that?
Yes.
Like she's about to lose her shit.
Are we really about to put Migos or Young Thug over Big Crit right now?
Dude, I love Crit. I mean, you know this. I love Crit. I'm a huge Crit fan.
Oh.
But when you go on Twitter or you just look at Migos' influence. They had Gwen Stefani using their flow for a new song that's on commercials everywhere right now.
Craig, one of the guys watching the show, says Nelly.
Oh,
What's his answer?
Is he even further back than Rich?
That Nelly is still making music? I thought he got a reality show now.
I didn't know what Nelly was doing with his life. Honestly. But dang, all right, you're right about Migos and goddamn.
Their influence is everywhere, man.
So between the two though, or four, what is it? Migos or is it Young Thug?
It's Migos. Because it's Migos just because of their influence on the culture. Like everybody has a song that with the Migos flow.
The South, guys. The South, we got to do better. All right. All right. So
Hannah Montana.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to the East Coast.
Uh-oh.
Dot, would you like to start?
that's a real tough one. Like,
oh, wait, hold up. Whoa. J. Cole versus Migos and Young Thug?
J. Cole from the South.
I forgot about Cole.
Cole, I mean, it's the same thing. I love Cole. Cole's music's really good. But what influence?
But okay, you say that influence. Now we have a lot of people that are vocal. Like you can make the argument with Big Crit sales aren't going to be up to or about match Young Thug and Migos. But like on Twitter, they talk about them all the time. But Migos and Young Thug can't match J. Cole sales.
That's true.
So you have the sales, and then the fact that if he drops a song, the internet breaks, and his live performances. So where were we going?
I still think it's Migos. Like if you get Gwen Stefani to use your flow for a song, I think that says it.
It's gimmicks though, man.
It's a gimmick, but it's happening right now.
Let me ask you a question. So Gwen Stefani still making music too? How old is this thing?
Gwen's getting up there, but she still looks young though, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna let Rich be the deciding factor on this one.
Who?
You decide. J. Cole.
Okay.
Migos. Well, actually, I can't make Rich that because he ain't listening to no Young Thug or Migos.
Yeah, I don't know Migos, so I will pick Cole by default. So you don't.
Rich just found out about Bone Crusher last week.
I don't know. Yeah, one hit wonder Bone Crusher.
Hey, but that one hit was fire. Fire. I don't care if you one hit wonder. That joint was dope. Like I still listen to that to this day. But all right, we'll go with Migos. Sadly. Matter of fact, anybody watching, y'all should complain in the comments and go at Joe Hova because I'm blaming it on him. But let's go to the East Coast. Dot, what do you suggest? Where should we start?
We go.
Like, who are the choices?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you got a lot of people out there, but who's more popular? Like you got freaking Action Bronson, you got Jay-Z, you got
Shmurda.
I don't think we can.
You got Bobby Shmurda. You said what?
Man.
Oh.
You just went from Bobby Shmurda in the same sentence, bro.
I'm sorry. We just went from J. Cole and Migos, man. But who in the East Coast can drop a track and just everything stops for it?
Oh, well, that's easy then.
Is there anyone that can do that right now? I feel like we're forgetting about somebody in the East Coast.
Well, who are the options?
You know what? I'm gonna pull a Dot. Kendrick, because he said he the king of New York.
Right.
I don't know. See, ASAP still doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that power anymore where he can drop a song.
he let that power go.
Yeah, he had that power at one time where he dropped a song and everybody checked it out, but now it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, Craig says Jay-Z no contest.
I don't think, but I just think, like, and you guys know I'm a big Jigga fan. I don't think Jigga, I just don't think that, I don't think music is in the front of his head anymore. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you got to think about, live about the last time we got Magna Carta is going on 3 years. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to drop a record and everybody check for it. This is going to be like, oh, Jay fans are, like, he's at that point in his life where Jay fans are going to check for it. But the world's not about to stop for a Jay record no more.
Jay's drops are calculated now.
But Jay is so calculated that he'll have a feature that'll make the rest of the world stop to listen to it, though.
Right. But we're talking about right now.
Right now. But I mean, like,
Jay hasn't put out anything.
He hasn't. But who? and we're not gonna cop out and move J. Cole up to New York like he so desperately wants to be.
Wait, whoa, no. What? Wait, hold on. Why does he want to be in that?
No, he damn near represents New York as much as he reps Fayetteville. But who? I really can't think of a person that absolutely shuts it down.
You talking about right now?
I got it, Joe. You ready?
Here we go.
Funk Master Flex.
What
was that crap he kept saying in the thing? I can't remember what he was saying over and over again.
As a fan of hip hop and as a radio professional, I despise that dude so much.
Oh man. If Dipset would have put something out, we probably could put them in there.
Yo, you know what? You know what?
Had that one song.
You know what though? Speaking of Dipset, Cam put out an EP 6 months of the last year.
That's bad that we got to reach back for them.
That's the thing though. Like the East Coast just isn't popping like it was at some point. I mean, when you think East Coast now, like, I mean, the sound is changing and everything's changing. I mean, that's cool, you know, but like none of those artists really have that power where, you know, you're checking for them. Like, I can't wait for like when we were younger, like, oh man, I can't wait for this Jay song to drop. I can't wait for this Nas song to drop. Now it's just like, okay, that was cool.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Where does Joey Badass stand on this list?
Joey Badass is actually the hottest in New York right now.
Yeah.
I think we gotta give it to him.
That's a good point because he's off the heat of that album and like the last 2 videos that he's done. Yeah, I'm glad. I knew it was somebody that we were forgetting, and I didn't think of Pro Era at all.
You mean the heat off of that dog poo of an album?
See, you a hater. You're a hater, but he about to take the crown for this East Coast though. So you just be a hater.
And I mean, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Like, we've sat here for like 5 or 10 minutes trying to rack our brains, and Joey Badass is the choice.
Right.
Like that. I mean, that's
in his defense. I stand by it because not like my mistake for forgetting him, and that's not a slight on him because the album is good. And the last video is one of the best videos in hip hop right now, in a while. So. But I get what you're saying, the fact that we had to sit here and like scramble to try to figure out somebody. Now, when you take Joey Badass out of the equation, we got a problem over in the East Coast. We got a pretty messed up problem right now. Because like the South, we had a list of names. We had a list of names for the Midwest. We had a list of names for West Coast. Even though West Coast, a lot of them are all TDE. But then there's Terrace Martin and Dom Kennedy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I wish we would have spent more time talking about just how amazing that is. And then Chicago, because, you know, Chance takes it, but Mick Jenkins is up there. Like, everybody has somebody except for the South. And, like, the East Coast is slacking, dog. But that's been a conversation for the longest time.
Well, that problem that you were talking about just got locked up on $2 million bail.
Who, Bobby Shmurda? Oh, frozen face again. Can I get it this time? No, nothing.
Shit.
So see that's that.
But was he talking about Bobby Shmurda though? Did he get locked up? Do y'all know about that?
Shmurda? Yeah, he been locked up.
I thought he got out though.
Nah, they said they weren't even gonna bail him out. Like they say he did the thing. Like they finally got somebody in there to talk to him, and they say he said the label ain't even like.
They're not messing with him.
They not messing with him. They letting the nigga
I'm not even surprised. Not even surprised. When he first got arrested. Yeah, like when he first got arrested, one of the first articles I saw was like how the label failed Bobby Shmurda. And that's real though. Like you have this dude that's been celebrating this lifestyle, and like the label can't act like for all the stuff that they found on him, they can't act like they didn't know about it. And for them not, I mean, it's not their responsibility but for them not to have somebody in place to get this man mind right in this situation, like.
And you gotta think though, like people don't understand. Like I think that, like they kind of exploited that kid. You get what I mean? Like you gave that kid
definitely
knowing what he's doing, and he's just like think about you're 18, 19 years old. You get that $2 million or whatever they gave him, and then you say go do whatever you want to do. He's about to go right back to the hood and buy more guns and whatever the heck he was doing, and it's like a setup for the kid to get what he got. You know what I mean? Like nobody said, "Here, man, like this is a way to change your life." Like he was like, think about that hot nigga. The record, the video was in his hood.
Yeah. Like they shot it in an alley.
And that hat's still hanging out around there too.
Oh
shit.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. So, but that's who you're gonna say too, right, Joe?
Shmurda. I mean, you know, as much as we don't want to say it, but Shmurda had all the white people last year doing the shmoney dance. Like he had NFL players shmoney dancing last year. Like Joey Badass didn't have anything like that.
Oh man!
But he got the album right now though, so
he got the album, yeah.
And shout out to Emilio Lopez, aka Manny. He just tweeted out the new logo for Knights of the Turntable. I don't know if y'all saw that tweet.
Oh,
yet.
I gotta see this. Oh,
but, I retweet that bad boy, and it's quite nice. So we're coming up, gentlemen. We are.
Why
coming
did I
up.
see it, bro?
You said why don't you see it? I just retweeted just now. But it'll definitely be on the next post next week, so look out for that. We're gonna have a few things on here and look all like professional and snazzy and stuff because we're cool like that. But all right, so the final tally in the 6.
Oh,
we got Drake
dun, 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 dun.
or Bieber. In the West Coast, we got Kendrick. Unanimous decision, if you ask Dot.
Yeah, Kendrick.
No, it is unanimous. Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, if you would have called it like a year ago, Dom Kennedy could have had that bad boy.
Man, that Dom album is still flames.
Yeah, that one actually grew on me, Dom. Because remember, I didn't mess with Dom for real. Like I'd heard him, but I didn't listen. And then you got me to listen.
Yo,
like,
shouts to Boss Sauce because he did an epic rap like Dom Kennedy where you could just like rap anything in the way he flows, and it is so funny. It's on his Twitter. He tweeted it last night. Go check it out.
Last night? Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to check that. Boss Sauce is sick. We're gonna have to get Boss on the show one time.
Hell yeah.
That'll be amazing. So we got Drake in the 6. We got Kendrick in West Coast.
We really say that. Drake in the 6.
Drake in the 6. Kendrick in West Coast. We've got Chance the Rapper for the Midwest. We've got those dudes for the South.
Migo!
I was very confident that Joe Hova was going to handle that. And then we've got Joey Badass is the king of New York right now.
Until Nas drops his next album.
All right, now, out of all of them, who would you crown the king of hip hop right now?
Man, you're not really about to make it into this question, are you?
Dot gotta go last. Dot goes last. Joe Hova.
It's tough. It's tough because there's only.
Is it really tough though, Joe?
It's tough because
like
He's trying to make the show.
it's tough because there's two choices. There's only two choices.
Okay, well,
and those two choices. If you say Migos and Kendrick, I'm blocking you off the show.
No,
You have to
it's
pick, because Drake is king of the six, so he can't be king of the six and king of America.
No.
I don't know, man. I think I love Kendrick, but I think it's Drake right now. I think it's Drake.
Oh my
Just
gosh, man, we're not friends no more.
Oh,
look at the album last week.
So I think we can now establish that the women would definitely love Joe now because of what he just said. So
Yeah, man.
Hold on. I'm about to hide Joe from the broadcast. He's gone. I'll bring him back. You gotta unmute yourself though. I can't help you.
I hate y'all so much.
All right, Richard Bailey, who's the king?
This is a trick question, right? Listen, everything is building to Kendrick because of all the stuff that he has done up until this point. When he drops this next album, the Colbert performance, people still talking about that. They're talking about the singles he dropping left and right. It got to be him, in my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm gonna get mine out there. Mine is Kendrick as well. But let's calm down for a second, because Dot had to think about this for a minute, and I know it can be a stressful thing to be on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting you on the spot right now that you got to make this call. This is a tough call. There's a lot of quality artists in this conversation, man. So,
Oh man,
who's the king
of the six or America?
of America? Of America.
America.
Like Kendrick, man. Like, why would they?
Okay, all right, okay. Now, wait, hold on. All right. So you said that. We're there now. Is it because y'all have the same name?
Oh.
What?
You go by Dot. That's K Dot.
Oh my god, man. He was waiting to set that up the whole.
He took 5 minutes to set this book up.
Set that up the whole.
And it wasn't even so funny.
And the dopest part is you didn't see it coming.
Oh my god, man.
I mean, if you're biased, man, it's cool, man. Be biased. But, all right, so it's unanimous. Kendrick is, well, it's not unanimous.
Not unanimous.
Because of Mac Miller over there. Just want to mess everything up.
Hear me out. My thing is with
the like, you don't get nothing worse than that. Like, how can you defend the sixth, bro?
He said, "Hey, look, Joe.
Hear me out.
He said it in every song, and he called himself the sixth god."
Hear me out, though.
All right.
So the album last week, and then he dropped enough music last year to even have another album that would have been good, and all of it was fire last year. That's my reasoning.
All of it was fire.
0 to 100
last year. we just got if you're reading my illegible handwriting, it's too late. We just got that.
Right. They're like a Chick-fil-A ad.
It did look like a bunch of cows wrote that album cover.
Listen to more Drake.
Oh, wow. So, like, all right, so I agree with you that last year he had some sick stuff. How about now, 0 to 100, and, like, what, 2 more songs? That
I mean, he dropped, like, enough for, like, an EP last year.
Yeah, he should have just done that and got off the label that way. But Craig says GTFO, and I'm sure he's directing that at you for saying that Drake is the crowd.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's okay. So you have the arguably, yes, the mixtape sold 500,000.
Joe is the only person who enjoys the view from the six.
Is that what it is? Joe?
I think that's what it is. Like we're all
you got to see The View from the Six?
Yeah, I did.
I don't want to see that shit.
Canada's nice, man. They got free healthcare.
I'm glad they got free healthcare. All that heartbreak through every last one of Drake's albums. I'm sorry.
Right.
That was too much. My bad. But all right, so Kendrick 3-1 is the king of hip hop. We shall crown him. Now, with a new feature, this is going to be a little bit separate from this particular region conversation. But who has the best album out right now?
Oh,
Me.
Dot says himself. All right, 1996. Any other nominations? No. Dot, talk about your album.
It's really dope, man. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like, I don't want to seem like one of those guys who be like, oh yeah, go get my stuff because of this, because of that. You know what I mean? Like for real, like, if like the concept came from, if I feel like 96 was a tough time in life, like where competition was at its peak. You get what I mean? Like even like sports, politics, music, everybody still was sharpening steel. You know what I mean? It was all like you had the fucking Rough Riders. You had Jay, he had just dropped Reasonable Doubt. Big was still alive. You know what I mean? The Locks was coming. West Coast was popping. Everybody was doing their thing. Midwest, Common, Tribe Called Quest. All the, you know what I'm saying? Trick Daddy was out. Pimp C, Bun B. Everybody was out. Everybody was on that rise. Everybody was hungry. You get what I mean? And it wasn't no. Think about. I just put it to you this way. Think about you get a room of artists now, and think about how relaxed everybody is, because nobody's scared of getting their spot taken because everybody's getting it off of popularity, off of social media. When it wasn't about that back then, it was about the raps. Like, can you rap? Can you back your raps up? Oh, you think you can punch me? Come punch me. You know what I'm saying? You have to really make a nigga believe who you were. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, that's why I titled it 96, because if I came out in 96, I feel like this is what I would have to sound like. You know what I mean? Like, I would have to sound like a guy who could take this, you know what I'm saying? Who can be like, hey, I can compete for this belt. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a foreseeable future for me because, you know, like, I don't even check the independent, I don't check the underground landscape no more because I'm not aiming for that. I'm aiming to go somewhere a little bit higher than a lot of people are even think it's like. I think that people can't see themselves past go, so they would like they make this caliber of music. But when you say no, I want to be around with Big, Jay, Nas, Common, you have to make a certain level of music. You get what I mean? You got to be a certain guy. And like, I listen to, it's not even being biased. Like, I put my album up there with J. Cole shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I was on Cole's, if I had Cole's promo and I had Cole's back in, everybody would be like, this Dot shit is hot. It's just gonna circulate a little bit slower because I'm not as known, but it's like a small wildfire. Like, I'm over here we're scraping the twigs right now just to get the fire to start. But once I get to South by and once people see me perform and things that I got other towards the end of the year, I got another album on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already got ideas, but 96 is really going to be Reasonable Doubt. Like, you're going to have to go back and get it. But those who do get it now, you're going to be like, fuck, like, this nigga can rap. Like, and people going to be like, you ever heard this dude Dot? You ever heard this dude Dot? Like, nah, put them on. By the time I get to the forefront, you're going to go back and you're going to have Blueprint fans, you're going to have Reasonable Doubt fans. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. Like, and that's why I can confidently say, like, I check the landscape. My shit's better than Drake's, like, flat out. Like I just feel that way. I feel that way because I got more. I feel like I just got more to offer.
I'm gonna say this. Don't compare yourself to Drake because that is an insult to your music at this point.
Right? Yeah. But you got also
look at Joe's face though.
You gotta go. I feel like you gotta go. I feel like you gotta also go through like no matter how we feel about Drake's music right now, Drake is the one slapping. You gotta go with the facts. You get what I mean? Drake can put out an album the way he put it out, and people will go off of that name. You get what I mean? Like, we can't just discredit the work that he did. I just think that what he messed up on, and this is speaking as a fan, because you gotta understand, I just really started doing this seriously about a year ago, and I've been a fan of music for my whole life. Drake did what Ross did. Like, Ross gave us BMF 5 times. So we were like, golly, Ross, like, we couldn't get into it no more because we knew what to expect when we hear mama, mama. We knew what the beat was going to be like. We knew what the drums were going to be like. We knew what his flow was going to be like. And by the time he got to know games with Future, we was cool on it. You know what I mean? We were just like, this is cool. This is Ross. Drake did the same thing all the way from So Far Gone to Nothing Was the Same. You know what I mean? But in that 4-year stretch, like, you got to think, like, I always think of things in sports. The average NBA career is 5 to 6 years. You get what I mean?
True that.
The Kobe Bryants, the Jordans, the Patrick Ewings, those guys, the Tim Duncans, those are once-in-a-lifetime guys who can do it night in, night out, and can give you 17, 19, 20 years of greatness, not mediocre greatness. You know what I mean? And you look at the landscape now, these guys have really had their 5 to 6 year run. And then now changing of the guard is coming, and it's like, I'm going to be one of the guys to beat everybody to the punch. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting out and just looking at the landscape. Like, this is where they, like, I can do this better. And it's not discrediting what they did, but you're looking at what they're doing now, and they're not doing it right now. So all you have is right now. If you want to sit back on your loins, that's cool too. Make your money off your royalties. But I'm coming for right now and going for what's next. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not saying I'm better than Drake and being like, oh, like, you should compare. Like, I feel like if he did $500,000, you can't knock that. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's like we don't like it, like, he said, hey, I got a mixtape, and he dropped it. But when you talk about foreseeable future, give me about a year. You know what I mean? Give me about till August, and y'all gonna be like, they gonna be remember this interview, remember these things that we talked about, and be like, man, like, this dude really put himself in the position, because, like, it's chess, not checkers. You know what I mean? People just make music, but you gotta be on what's next. Everybody's trying to hop on radio now. I'm trying to make the next radio. You get what I mean? So that's where my mind frame is. You know what I mean? So that's why 96, I feel, is the best record out now. People just haven't heard it yet. And by the time they hear it, we'll be past it. I'll be like, that was cool. Like, Reasonable Doubt. It should have went triple. But my mama loves it. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Well, and sonically, it's just a whole new. It's a whole different wave. Like, you got shit like ESPYs that just sounds like dark and like partying all at once, and then you got shit like Blood Sacrifices that's just full of bass, but it's like this story of like what he's been through over the last few months and shit. And it's just it's interesting to hear the story that goes into 1996.
And that's what's missing in rap. Like, think about, like, you're not really having to hold niggas to a standard because they're not telling their stories no more. These guys is like, they getting their movie scripts, you know what I mean? And their scripts is running, they wearing a little thin now. You know what I mean? Like be honest, man. Like, it's not no slack. I'm not taking I don't want nobody to think I'm taking shots or anything, because I'm really speaking as a fan. Like, I'm not in this to take nobody's spot. I'm in this to make good music. Like, and think about what got us through the 90s, even through the 2000s. Why did we fuck with 50? Because we felt like we can take our own 9 shots and be like, I'm going to make it out. Why did we fuck with Jeezy? Because we felt like the stories that Jeezy told us, we could sell dope. Like, you never had to touch a piece of dope in your life. You never had to slay nothing. But when you heard Jeezy, shit, you about to hop on that E-way and feel like you about to take 92 bricks all the way down south. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you felt, because they were so vivid with their pictures. And we're not vivid with our pictures. We just want to talk about bitches, money, bitches, and money. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want to talk about. And there's more to life than that. Like, people don't inspire people. I was telling this kid yesterday, he's 19 years old. He's like, the new Drake is hot, the new Drake is hot. I said, bro, would you want to be Drake? And he just looked at me. I'm like, would you want to be Drake? I said, right now, if you could trade places with Drake right now, and they tell you could be Drake, would you want to be Drake? He was like, nah. I said, then how can you think that music is good, bro? I said, how can you think it? Like, niggas want to be like Mike. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to be like Jay-Z. When you rap Big's line, you thought you was fat. You know what I'm saying? Flat, black, ugly as ever. However, I say Coogee down. You thought you was fat, black, and ugly, bro. You could be white. But you felt like you felt that. because of the emotion, like the emotion.
I guess that kid, you asked him that, and he was like, "If I switch places, I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of unanswered text messages." Like that's what that was his whole existence.
Right. I don't know, but it's just like the whole thing about like, and it's kind of cool. I'm really glad y'all like had me on here because I just like I'm really on this thing where it's like people are trying to bring hip hop back. Hip hop is dead. Hip hop back. This, and we can't go back. We can't. We cannot go back, man. We can't go back. All we can do is think about how we talk about Jay-Z bit Big's lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big Snoop's lines. He did this, he did that. But really, he wasn't biting. Think about this. None of these kids coming up. I have a 4-year-old, 5-year-old nephew. He's about to be 5. He doesn't know who Biggie is. He doesn't know who Nas is. He doesn't know who Tupac is. He doesn't know who Jay-Z is. You know what I mean? He doesn't know who these guys are. So
all he knows is Migos, and that's a problem.
Right. So but if you take that and you say, how can you be mad at his taste of music and we're not trying to keep it alive? You get what I mean? Like rap is the only place where you can't keep something alive. Professors can take from another professor and put it in their class and spin it to work for that class. You get what I mean? Like how can we not be like, hey, like why not? Why if everybody who says when the Remy's in the system ain't no telling, you're biting. No, we're keeping Big alive. So the next kid can say, where did you get that from? You can say, man, that was sweet, but Biggie was, let me tell you about Biggie. Like nobody wants to keep, that's how you keep the 90s alive, not sampling 90s music.
And that's one of the main problems of hip hop too, is that people think everything is biting, and people think everything is stealing, and you know, there's this whole stigma of keeping it real, and you know, you're not real if you're biting lines, you're not real if you're sampling, like that. I mean, that has to go away. Like Dot said, you know, there's no bringing back the past. There's only the future, and this is the sound of it. Yeah,
like that's where it's just like. Think about like kids don't even know who Michael Jackson is, bro. Like think about that. Like nobody thinks about that. Michael Jackson is dead, and kids won't even know him. But when you play Thriller for a 4-year-old, they can't tell whether it was made today or 20 years from now because it was timeless music. We're gonna forget about this spot of music that we've had. I promise you, it's not gonna last because it has no heart into it. There's no heart, there's no emotion into it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a select few people out of this area that live there. Yeah, that's true. But hey, you know what though? At least we got Nicki Minaj keeping Sir Mix-a-Lot alive. True. True. But if I hadn't heard the album, I'll tell you this: everything that you just said would be very encouraging as far as like listening to the project. But I have listened to the album, and I'll tell all the listeners, the music backs up the words. Like what he just said, the music definitely you can hear it reflected in that, and I appreciate it, especially with that new mix, man.
Yeah,
work. The new mix is so sick.
It sounds good. It passed the whip test and everything.
Yeah, got a little thump into it now. You know what I mean? Like
yes, exactly. It sounds really, really good. But let's go ahead and get into last words. That was the last topic. Somebody did throw this out. When we were talking about the South, we didn't mention Childish Gambino.
No.
Does it change anything?
Nah. Gambino is cool. I like Gambino's music, but it's just he doesn't have any influence.
He said he didn't drop nothing recently, did he?
He did that Stone Mountain thing, and then because the internet was 2013.
Now hold on, I got to look at something real quick before we shut this down because like he did that mixtape and he did Sober, the music video that got 6 million views. That's a lot of influence.
Is it really though?
That is a lot of influence.
Because everybody I know hates Gambino. Oh. Except for like you and like a select like couple others.
Whoa. Because I'm looking at Migos. Handsome and Wealthy has the most out of them, which is 6 million, but everything else is like 1 million, 2 million, 3, and then like into the 350,000 and whatnot.
Gwen Stefani used the Migos flow.
Keep going back.
Oh, here you go back with her again. With her again.
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
If you haven't figured it out, I do not want to leave this podcast with Migos sitting in a chair. Like, I don't want it to happen.
We're talking about Holla Back Girl.
Yeah.
She out of touch with hip hop too.
And Katy Perry put Missy Elliott on.
You said what?
And Katy Perry put Missy Elliott on.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yo, Missy Elliott and Paul McCartney about to come out with that heat though.
Yep. I hope they do a joint album together.
Heck yeah. All right, so let's get last words from everybody. Start off with Joe Hova.
I like this live format. Like I think it's really cool, except for when my internet is being a dick and kicks me out 3 times.
Joe's face like.
Yeah. Oh, and Joe, when it cut out on you, you didn't hear the stuff we were saying about it. When it froze on you, dog, you have to watch back.
That's all right. I'll pass. I know it's all bad. But seriously, like what Dot was saying, like don't let that fall on deaf ears. Like even if you don't listen to his project, like that's some real shit that he just said, and it's one of those things that we're active in hip hop. Like we're the ones who buy it, we're the ones who listen to it and stuff. So don't support what you don't want to support. Don't listen to what you don't want to listen to. And with that, I say, do listen to 1996. Data.co.
Word. Rich?
Yeah, I would like to thank Dot for being on the show. And I would like to say, I'm going to say right now, because I saw that the album stream was put up today, so I didn't get to check it out, but you have fully convinced me to check it out. So I'm definitely going to check it out, because I like everything that you said. I agree 100%. And I also would like to thank, we had another guest on the show. Thank you very much for being on the show, Action Bronson.
Yo, real talk, my beard's not even that long. It's the neck beard that makes it look like that.
Yo, Bronson got to do his cooking show after we end the podcast. All right, and Doc, you don't go next. You actually gonna close us out. I want to thank everybody that watched the show live. We're gonna be doing this. The live interactive show is gonna be every other week. So be there. Every episode is still gonna drop on every Friday. It's just the other one is gonna be pre-recorded. So, but we're going with the live format. I agree, Joe. I like this live format a lot. It adds a whole nother dynamic to it, and it's good that everybody gets to see the faces. The Mac Miller, the Action Bronson face, the every white guy face over there, and everybody else that we have on here. I think that's a good dynamic to have. But thank y'all for watching it. We building this from the ground up for the most part, and hopefully we'll get more people following it because I think we have a lot to offer. So, Doc, go ahead and take us out, man. What's your final word?
Yeah, I first want to thank you guys for having me for sure. This is fun, man. Like you don't get too many. Like I think like this kind of stuff. Like once you get, because I think I know we all gonna get to higher levels. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff is gonna come with it that we're not gonna be able to have this much fun. So I will say I want y'all to enjoy this. You know what I mean? Because I do foresee a lot of big things happen for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. Like we're all put in the circles for a reason. You know what I mean? But so enjoy this fun time because when it gets serious, we're going to have to make it fun. You know what I mean? But it's what we want. We want to get to that point where we have to keep reaching new levels. But again, thanks for having me. You guys go check out 96 data.co/music. Like Joe said, don't listen to stuff because you feel obligated to. You know what I'm saying? Listen to stuff that speaks to you, man, because like what you listen to, you put it inside your system and your heart and your brain and all that kind of stuff, and subconsciously you don't even know what it's doing to you. Yeah, that's all I got.
Word. Appreciate you being on the show, man. It was definitely an honor to have it. That has been episode 19. We will see y'all next week.
Migo!